Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm excited to bring to you Finnair's new business class seats on their A350-900. This was flight AY1332 from London Heathrow to Helsinki, Finland. These are the new Collins Aerospace Air Lounge seats, kind of dubbed the sofa in the sky. Again, unlike anything I've seen before. So you can kind of see here. Now this is in the mini cabin. So this cabin here, you've essentially got 3 rows of seats there, which tend to be a little more intimate of a cabin there. So let's take a little detailed look at the seat here. And again, it's a seat that people are gonna love or hate. I actually really enjoyed the seat, and the reason why people love or hate it, because the concept is that it does not recline. I think with the ergonomics of the seat there, as you see a Wi-Fi charger, which did work, the ergonomics of the seat are kind of sloped back, so it's not as if you're sitting like straight up. So it's comfortable sitting. And there's the controls for the not really the seat so much, but the underneath the little footrest there. As we did have a cheap headphone laid out there for you. Now keep in mind, this is only a 2-hour and 45-minute flight. I think the plans for Finnair is to fly this plane to Singapore starting in May. This business class seat anyway. They do have a new premium economy section too. As you can see, there's a little storage there. You can put maybe a very small bottle of water and maybe a phone in there. There, as you can see, that footwell is, so it's diagonal. So what happens there is you're going to be laying diagonal, similar to the Singapore Airlines seat on their A350-900. You've got the full charging port below there to the left side. Now back here, you've got this little compartment here that opens where the headphone jack, USB and USB-C charging ports, as well as the remote for the in-flight entertainment. Originally, I thought that was a bad place for the headphones, but there's a little indentation below this that won't pinch the headphones, and therefore it won't pinch your charger either. No individual air vents on this plane, unfortunately, but the temperature was kept comfortable by the crew. And there's, you can kind of get an idea of the privacy of this seat. Much different than their A350-900 current business class product, which, while it's reverse herringbone, it's definitely not as private as this. Here's the tray table that comes out from underneath the kind of wood hard table there. I mean, a little bit back of that, there is this blue part underneath that extends back as more of an armrest. And I actually think not having an armrest on the right side helps the seat, and I'll tell you why in a minute. There, as you can see, it's really functional design. You can put your shoes on there, under there, maybe a small bag, a laptop even, really. So here is how you turn the seat into a lay flat position. So you just you take that, kind of pull that outward, so that flips up. That little, I don't know what you would call the thing. So then here you press the button here for the footrest below, and this comes up. So you do have to keep it held in order for it to come all the way up. You can't just one push and it's up. So then you essentially just slide down. Yeah, you slide right down in the seat there. And again, I didn't find it too narrow, and I think it's not as restricting because you don't have an armrest on the right side as you do on a lot of seats. But that can also make it a little hard to get up from the lay flat position, though. I will admit that. So, and there's the seat belt. So this is the seat belt that actually locks you in while you're in the lay flat position. So you would just slide down kind of underneath that seat belt there. So as far as getting the seat back to the upright position for takeoff and landing, you just push the other side of that button that lowers the footrest there, and you just go back to the little footstool here, the extension of that, and just pull that out, and that you just snap that into place underneath that. So that's how the seat works. Again, it's going to be a love or hate thing, I think, with the seat, but I really like the seat. Yeah, I think functionality wise, the design was very they paid attention to detail with it. And again, I definitely think it's going to be more popular than it is for people who don't like the seat. But yeah, I'd love to hear your comment or thoughts, opinions about it in the comment section. And please let me know. So I'll take you for the takeoff with me, and we'll talk about the rest of this flight shortly. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the bathroom on the A350-900. And again, nothing too special. I did like the gray accents below the sink, but other than that, it's a pretty standard bathroom for this aircraft. And nothing wild, no windows, nowhere to sit down beside the toilet, so nothing too special to report about. But as far as the service flow went, they did do a hot towel service shortly after takeoff here. Beverages were offered. I did have a chestnut tea, which was very good. First time I've had that. No choice in the meal. It was pasta and shrimp, essentially. Not sure what the appetizer is on the left side. Chocolate chip cookie. And again, you had the beverage service, and bread was offered too, fresh bread. Just the FYI, no amenity kits on this flight. No pre-departure beverages, no menus either. So just something to keep in mind on this flight. It's a shorter flight, so I guess you wouldn't really expect that. But I thought the food was very good, actually. So I'll kind of let you take a look through the in-flight entertainment system. Again, very responsive screen. And yeah, you'll note with the flight map, and again, I think this is the first time I've seen the Panasonic flight map, so check through that. Kind of had some interesting features about that. And this aircraft does have the live cameras, the downward facing camera and the forward facing camera, so you can watch what's going on outside at any time. So I'll be back shortly to talk about Wi-Fi and my final thoughts.
Up with the moves, don't wanna meditate, girl, with you it's hard. Fill in the blanks, text me back, throw me a kiss instead of them tricks. Don't make it hard. I wanna celebrate, you know, our togetherness, both mind and flesh. Only we know how it goes. We know how it goes, our togetherness, both mind and flesh. We know how it goes, way down low. I don't wanna push and pull, girl, come on, fool me once. Oh, I don't play rough. You got me around your little pinky, and nothing to ask, nothing. Damn, this crush is hard. I wanna celebrate, you know, our togetherness, both mind and flesh. Only we know how it goes. We know how
So as far as the Wi-Fi goes, this aircraft did have Wi-Fi. It did work. So three ways you can claim it. You can either buy it. You can, I guess, if you purchased it, or have a Finnair Plus tier status, or you're on some kind of business select ticket or business classic ticket or whatnot. So there's the prices for that. So you just put in your name, your last name, and seat number to see what you would qualify for. Now, this was actually an award ticket through British Airways, so I guess I was able to get an hour out of it essentially. So that's not bad there. Or if you have a voucher, you can put that in there too. So it kind of shows you when you put your information in. So it did take quite a while to load, but yes, they do give you some fun facts about Finnair while you wait for it to load. So, and there's what you get. So 59 minutes left. So you can browse and or send messages as well. So my final thoughts about the new business class seats. I actually really like the seat. Yeah, again, my concern was it going to be sitting too close to the in-flight entertainment screen, and it doesn't because of the ergonomics of the seat. So you're kind of sloped back diagonally. I personally had no problem getting to sleep on this seat. I know many thought or think or thought, but that you'd have to be sleeping on your side to be able to get to sleep. But honestly, yeah, you can sleep on your back, side, or stomach. To me, no problem. And I think what helps that is the fact that there's no armrest on the right side. I mean, when you're facing the screen, there's no armrest there, so it doesn't obstruct that. But yeah, I found the seat pretty comfortable. So really be curious to get you guys' opinion on that, on the seat. If you plan on flying this, what I'll do is I'll leave in the description box which aircraft actually have this, which registration numbers have these seats currently. I believe it's two A350s have it, and two A330s have been refurbished with the seats, as well as the new premium economy product that they've got there as well. And I think all deliveries going forward that they take of A350s will have the new cabin in there. So as always, I appreciate you watching. I hope you appreciate this review, because yeah, I kind of thought it'd be something good to do at the last minute to try to bring it here to this channel. Might not be first, but close to first. Somebody reviewing the seat. So again, thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this with a friend, and I will see you next time. Thank you.